Mr. Dvorak, 26 years ago, you arrived in Kosovo, ravaged by the war, as a part of UN mission. What's the first image that comes to your mind when you think back of the time in Peja and Istog, where you were stationed?
You know, my first feeling was real shock because the first time in my life I visited the country which was still in the war, or at least very shortly after the war, as you might know, even if you was born after the war, I understand. So you might know that about 70% of the country was burned out, destroyed. The people were without any roof, without any shelters, and of course nothing was working. Everything was destroyed. So our aim and our goal was to prepare the country for coming winter. First of all, to give the shelter or accommodation for the people and to provide them with the water and food, and slowly, step by step, to restart the working state or country but since very beginning. So it was our aim, and especially Istog was really very friendly, a little bit specific, because then mayor was very, very open and moderate. He was jailed by Serbs, and he read Václav Havel in his jail time. So we were, since very beginning, very good friends. We were discussing. He was kind of philosopher more than a mayor or more than a politician, and we set up a very friendly relation. And it was very helpful for me by very beginning when I started as a administrator of Istog. And my feeling is still the same. I love Kosovo, I love Kosovo people, and I really believe that you will be a part of European family soon.
As I could tell from your book that it was published, that you mentioned even now a story from that book, it was published on 2000, and you described there even burned villages, destroyed infrastructure, and also traumatized communities that we are speaking about now. It was definitely hard during the war. But you visited Kosovo even afterwards. Looking at it today, what transformation strikes at you the most?
Amazing, amazing. I returned after 17 years, 2 or 3 years ago, and I visited my beloved city or village of the commune of Istog. And not only, I had a lot of bilateral meetings with leaders and ministers and president. And I can tell you, I was really shocked what kind of progress the country made. Speaking about, let's say, hardware, brand new roads, bridges, buildings, renewed public spaces in the cities and villages. The country looks amazing. What is not changed that much is, let's say, software, the mind of people. They are still somehow still in the time of the war or shortly after the war. A lot of hate, a lot of unsatisfaction with the recent situation. And I try to explain my view, my point of view, that really the country needs to open the hearts for better future, how to live together with Serbs. I know many reasons why is it complicated, but I think at the moment Kosovo is somehow losing the position which was taken by previous governments, that Kosovars are those in the conflict between Serbia and Kosovo who are open to negotiate and they are ready to live together with Serbs. Actually, I think Kosovo government is not showing enough of goodwill and openness to work, to lead the dialogue and to really solve the problem. This is my personal feeling, and I'm in touch with many people in Western Balkan, not only in Kosovo, Serbia, but surrounding countries. And I'm one of those who really support enlargement of EU, including Kosovo. But as long Kosovo is not able to negotiate with Serbia, and I know both sides need to have this goodwill, but as long Kosovo is somehow stuck in the position we are victims and we are not able to step back, it is bringing some complicated situation for both countries and for Western Balkan itself.
So does it mean that ever since the new government came into power, you personally think that we made regress when it comes to coexisting inside of a space, the same community with Serbs, if I can correctly understand what you mean?
I don't like to often or attack somehow the EU government. I believe that the EU government is doing and feeling, trying to do its best for a better future of Kosovo. What I'm speaking about is kind of aggressive rhetoric, which give a power to recent government, because he presents himself as a strong leader who will protect Kosovo by power. And I'm a little bit afraid that it's not the best way how to solve the problem. And it's very easy to provoke the people for aggressive reaction, for any hatred. But what is necessary in this situation is to calm the situation down as much as possible and to send the message, look, we are sentenced to live together. We cannot leave, Serbs are not able to leave. We will stay here for maybe not forever, but for generations. And we have to find the modus how to live together.
As Czech Minister for European Affairs, you have supported Kosovo's EU integration. Yet skepticism remains in Brussels. Why?
As I said, this is a much broader issue than the relation between Kosovo and Serbia. The Western Balkans is having a lot of problems. There was a long discussion whether we should keep or take this region as a one set, and to continue to final solution in which all of the 6 countries in Western Balkan will become to be a new members of EU. Finally, everybody understands it's not the way. We have to pick up the good pupils and good examples to be some kind of invitation for others. And then everybody is saying, as long the dialogue between Serbia and Kosovo is not fruitfully continuing, then there is no solution. We have also to understand that there are at least 5 EU members countries, they still didn't recognize officially Kosovo. It is also a kind of complication on your way to European Union. On the other hand, positively we can say that after the invasion of Ukraine on Russia on Ukraine, the mood or the mood to continue in enlargement of EU is now much stronger, because we understand we need to get our neighbors as near as possible to us, to European Union, and we have to invite you and we have to keep you on our side. Yes. So this is the reason why we are still trying to negotiate, and we are going on this path or this way, how to invite you and incorporate Western Balkans. And of course we also have the situation in Ukraine and Moldova, so it's a different part of the discussion. But from my point of view, and I am honorary citizen of Kosovo and I'm a huge fan of Kosovo, but still I think your recent situation is too complicated to be recently accepted as a candidate state. So first of all, you have to find a way how to live, how to communicate with Serbia, and then we can continue in the homeworks for EU.
What concrete steps do you think Kosovo should do and needs to take right now in order to move faster when it comes to the way towards EU?
I think that is necessary to send positive messages, positive signals. Look, we are on the way how to negotiate, how to solve the problem, or at least to calm down the situation. We are ready to communicate about Serbian minority. We are able to communicate about their rights, how to protect them. And of course, vice versa. From Serbian side also, we need to ask, please open the door, open your hearts, start to really work on the coexistence, or how to live together, and not only how to provoke the haters against each other.
We both mentioned the tensions, the current tensions between Kosovo and Serbia right now, but you have also witnessed them, as you said, after the war. What do you think is the biggest barrier to reconciliation between Kosovo and Serbia? And what do you think about the current state of the dialogue between these two countries?
You know, saying that where is the will, there is a way. If you really want to reach an agreement, you will find a way how to do that. What I see actually is that both sides are not exactly looking for an agreement. What is result of the long time existing tension or political rhetoric. It is, I can't imagine any Kosovar or Serbian politician saying, look guys, we decide really to stop all of the fight and we will really now negotiate how to live together. This is something what will definitely not be accepted by the population, neither on Serbian nor Kosovar. So I'm speaking about rhetoric, about the political proclamation, which are still not really leading to the real solution, or at least start of the solution. So both sides are actually stuck somehow in the situation, in the position, those are our enemies and we are not able to negotiate, we are not able to live with them together, and there is no other way. What other solution you can imagine than the nations will still there. They will live together, and I really believe that this needs the, let's say, few generation of peace, and then maybe they will start to make a business. Some Serbian girl will fall in love with Albanian guy, and they will like Romeo and Juliet, and then they will start to build up a mixed family or something like this. At the moment, the situation and the atmosphere in the both sides is too sharp and too tough. So I think it needs some time.
And we see that these both Kosovo and Serbia are dealing with different issues in the moment. For example, Kosovo has faced several restrictive measures or delays from the EU, be it funding, political support, or integration steps, which are often tied, as we can hear from the EU officials, to the dialogue with Serbia. Do you believe that these measures are fair? And what can the Czech Republic, for what you said is a strong ally of Kosovo, concretely do within EU to help lift them or shift the approach towards Kosovo?
Czechia is, as you said, always on the side of enlargement, incorporating all of the Western Balkans countries, including Kosovo. And as I said, we believe that actually in the recent geopolitical situation, we need to enlarge the sphere of the influence of EU and to keep you on our side. On the other hand, we cannot leave the principle of merit-based criteria. We do have some criteria, we do have some requests, we do have some rules or points which must be fulfilled in accordance with the EU rules and acquis, etc. And regrettably for Kosovo, the biggest issue is still to finalize, or at least to start and provide a dialogue with Serbia with a real visible result, what we still don't see. And I understand politicians on the both sides, it's very difficult now to change the rhetoric and to open the heart and open the arm for everyone. Come on, let's go, let's try to find it. But what I said, I guess it needs some generation of calm down, of peace, and then maybe the negotiation could start. The sooner your leaders will be able to do that, the sooner you will get a chance to be a members of EU.
When it comes to the current state within, what do you think about the situation in Kosovo?
It's really paradoxical situation. Brand new, nobody, I guess, remember the situation like what you are or we are facing now in Kosovo. The 30 attempts of to vote for a speaker of parliament after the election. What means that the situation in Kosovo is very, very sensitive and very complicated. And sorry to say it, I see a lack of goodwill. And I remember my good friends in Kosovo, they are sometimes a little bit stubborn, right? And I think this is the situation. And if, from my point of view, outsider, if the country is not able to make this simple, easy step, like to establish a leader of parliament, how could they lead the country itself, and how could they lead the country in a positive manner towards the Serbian negotiation if their, let's say, political statement is actually everything but not friendly. You know, but still, I understand they are competing. They are trying to reach as much as possible of public support, but sometimes you need, as a politicians, to do something what is not very popular but is necessary. And the example with the Speaker of Parliament is showing what kind of trouble you are facing. You, not you, I mean, because leaders sometimes need more goodwill to do a positive step, to make some compromise. This is just one vote in the parliament. Somebody has to do that. And they are still not able. 32 attempts to set up a leadership of parliament.
Less.
There is very, very strong proof what might be the problem. Not enough will, lack of will to do a compromise, which is maybe painful, but is necessary in politics. I think that the situation in the Kosovo parliament is showing what is the problem in the situation between Serbia and Kosovo. There is not enough will to make some, sorry to say, maybe dirty compromise, but compromise is necessary to do it.
Mr. Dvorak, thank you very much for your time and for sharing your reflections on Kosovo and the European future of this region. It was a pleasure speaking to you today.
My pleasure. Thank you for the invitation.